And we're started. Hey, everybody, we are back.
It didn't count down yet.
Took a long-ass break. It did. It didn't. It said 5 and then start.
Yeah.
It was like,
it was
some bullshit.
No, because when you said it, it still said 4 and then 3.
But it says we've already been going for 20 seconds. It literally just showed up 5, and then we just started recording. I didn't even see 4, 3, 2, 1.
Why are we going for 20 seconds?
I didn't.
Huh?
I looked down and we were starting.
Why is it counting 20 seconds? 25 seconds.
What? Yours says 25. Mine says 34.
What the fuck? We've been recording this whole time? Yeah, mine says 36. We've been recording this whole time?
Why are y'all so far behind me? Okay, whatever. I think mine just says it recorded earlier when really it was counting down. So I think I'm like 5 seconds ahead of y'all. Oh well, fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are back again after a long, thick, strong hiatus. This is the new don't make that face. Mad Geekz Podcast. This is the podcast that is now a combination.
Mad Geekz. Not the Mad Geekz Podcast. It's Mad Geekz, dude.
No, I know. I'm saying it's the Mad Geekz.
It's like
podcast.
it's like saying this is the Gatorade drink. No shit,
nigga. I want people to know this is from now. Obviously, from this point on, they will just know it as the Mad Geekz. It will appear in the title as just the Mad Geekz, but it is a podcast.
I'm pretty sure you already know it's a podcast.
That's what I said. That's what I was saying. You
can say this is the Gatorade drink, and it still makes sense grammatically. It's
no, because like, sure, what are you doing? You're wasting words.
Anyway,
continue.
This is a combination now, a merger, if you will, of the BrOtaku Alliance and the Lowlights Podcasts that have now become one. This is a pop culture focused program in which we will talk about all things geeky and nerdy, movies, television shows, comic books, cartoons, books. Yes, books. Marquise protested that I said books because he can't read.
Books.
But anyway,
I mean,
books are included.
You know what's crazy? On top of that, I've got something. We're not sponsored by them. It's called Marvel. It's called Marvel. What is it called? Marvel Unlimited. In the last week, I've read over 25 comics. So, yes.
See, look at that.
I just don't like reading books. I mean, but then again,
he doesn't like. He
like
needs the books with the pictures. Yeah, he needs books with pictures.
Yeah.
So if you want books with pictures, I have an Injustice comic book you can borrow. Maybe that'll help feed your brain.
Ew. Nobody likes physical copies. Everything's online.
What?
Okay.
Nobody likes. See. This is what I'm talking about.
I have physical copies of mangas and comic books. I just like having them.
Nobody likes physical copies. Who told you that?
Me personally.
Everybody likes physical copies.
I don't like it, bro. I don't like
everybody who actually reads.
Oh, by the way, Keith, I forgot to show you something. I got 3 new Funko Pops.
All right, but you're still not on my level. You're just still.
What is it? What are they?
But let me show you.
What are they?
They're still not on my level, though.
This is definitely on brand for anything called Mad Geekz. His grown man showing the Funko Pop collection. T'Challa, okay.
I can't really see your shit is not focusing at all.
On his little throne.
I see me. Hi, Marquise.
Hi, Sean.
I think he shakes. I think he's a bobblehead.
Okay. I got Black Panther too.
Then there's Shuri.
Okay, you just brought the new shit. Okay.
Yeah, you ain't got Shuri.
Okay.
You ain't got Shuri.
I do. But I do.
The new one?
Do. Yes.
And don't forget about the Queen.
R.I.P.
Queen Ramonda.
R.I.P.
R.I.P.
Okay, all right.
Spoilers.
Speaking of Queen Ramonda, let's just hop into
spoilers.
If we can hop right into the geek shit. So like I said, like I've been saying, I've been reading a lot of fucking comics, right? And in one of the Black Panther comics I read, Queen Ramonda is not even T'Challa's real mom.
No, I read that too.
I did not know that. No, until I read like the comics. And
really?
He was lost, and then she found him and brought him back to the kingdom. And then his dad and her sparked the relationship. Yeah,
No.
I did not know that shit.
I didn't read that. Which comic was that? Was that the original?
I think it was one of the originals. It was like in the 80s.
Maybe
it's like it was the late 80s.
60s.
I think it was like 89.
No, the original Black Panther comics are from the 60s. Black Panther's first appearance was in the Fantastic Four comics in 1966. And I believe Black Panther got his first official comic of his own in like the late 60s, early 70s. If I'm not mistaken. But the story that I remember, and I might just be remembering it wrong, was that T'Challa's mom died. The previous queen and T'Challa's biological mother, because T'Challa's dad is the actual king of Wakanda. Was the story that I remember. T'Challa's dad is the king of Wakanda. His mom was the previous queen. She passed, and T'Challa's dad remarried Queen Ramonda, and then they had Shuri. So she's like his stepmom.
Yeah, for what I read was that he got lost, and
that's
they
crazy.
were all looking for him, and then they brought him back. She brought him back, and then I guess they sparked a little love interest. I mean, it could be like so many comics, bro. There's so many variants of this shit.
Oh yeah,
so,
absolutely.
We could
That's
literally
one of the things that I don't like about
comics.
comics. That's one of the things that I don't like about comics is that they change shit all the time.
I actually love that shit about comics.
I do too.
It gives you a different perspective, or different, like, if he made this turn, or if Spider-Man was evil, or if, like,
that's why I love
you know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you
so
many different, like, literally across the Spider-Verse is literally about all the fucking different Spider-Mans written over time, just all together. Like that, like it gives you so much of a broad, like, just look at everything and how everything could have turned out.
Bro, Superior Spider-Man, I read about that shit.
That shit is crazy, bro.
When Doc Ock actually took over Peter's body, and he became the new Spider-Man.
So, okay, speaking on Marvel, we're on Marvel. A lot of things happen. Me and Reese, we got like do some shit Friday. There's a lot of Marvel shit that I want to react to.
Okay.
With you.
Like the shows?
Like, not even necessarily shows, like the trailers and shit like that. I feel like that
we can do the Into the Spideyverse trailer.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we could do that.
There's a lot of trailers that came out, and I was like, we can just fucking react to. Some, like, because it's literally like 2 minutes out of our day that we could just throw to something and give reactions to. But that's neither here nor there. Not Marvel. So Marvel has this phase, and I put it into our group chat, Phase 5, where it's about to get fucking crazy. All right. So in I think, I wish Marquise, you should have pulled this up so they can see this. Hold on. So Phase 5 starts off with Ant-Man and the Quantum. How familiar are you? Yeah,
the Quantumanium.
With Phase 5, Sean.
I'm pretty familiar. It's weird because I get the phases mixed up with like what movies are in what. I completely forgot we were still in Phase 4. I thought Phase 5 started with Doctor Strange.
Phase 5 ended. Phase 4 ended with Black Panther.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me get the image so I can show you.
But yeah, I know Ant-Man and the Wasp, Kang Dynasty.
They're making
Secret Wars.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Yeah.
Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah.
Thunderbolts, Blade. So much shit. It's literally so much.
Wait, you said Secret Wars already?
Secret Wars. I thought Secret Wars was the beginning of 6.
Is it?
No, it can't be.
No, it's still
about Secret Invasion.
No, I'm talking about Secret Wars.
Oh wait, no, it is Secret Invasion. Yeah, it is. They are calling it Secret Invasion. It was Secret Wars in the comics.
Yeah, Secret Invasion.
But I thought Secret Invasion was in Phase 5. They already released a trailer for Secret Invasion. They haven't even done a trailer for Blade yet. How could it be?
Because a lot of shit with Blade. Blade is like they're trying to find a fucking director for it. Like there's nobody who really wants to touch the film because there's a lot. It's going to be a lot of backlash regardless, because people want Wesley Snipes to come back.
Yep.
But it's like, come on, dude. Like come on. Like I understand that. I feel like a lot of this is like kind of been put on blast because the original Doc Ock came back, the original Goblin came back. So now they're all like, okay, so bring Wesley Snipes back, use the de-aging and do all that shit. So I guess that's what they're on. But it's like, bro. No. Like, no.
His old ass not going to do it.
His old ass not doing that shit, man.
That's somebody new. I wouldn't mind having somebody new playing Blade.
You know who I was thinking about, like, playing Blade? But I feel like he's probably tied up with so many different things that he couldn't be. But I was saying, like, Will Smith.
I don't know about that.
And that
I don't know.
It wouldn't be bad.
I feel like he could take on... Huh?
I don't know about that. It wouldn't be bad, but I feel like Will Smith is, or probably should be, a little bit past his, like, combat role action movie days, unless it's going to be something sort of like what Denzel does with The Equalizer, where it's very, like, based in real movements and things like that. Like, things like Blade.
You can always get
like the only person who can do, who I feel like I'm confident in putting in that type of action role at that age is like Tom Cruise or Nick. I'm not even Keanu Reeves. Like Keanu Reeves is still kind of like iffy to me. Like the Matrix, that new Matrix movie was, I don't know.
I didn't see it, but I heard some things about it.
Yeah. All right, so I got it all on camera. February 17th, 2023. That is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Guardians of the Galaxy just dropped a trailer, well, probably like a week ago, maybe, give or take. Dropped the trailer, and it looks like someone's going to die. It just has to be. They're ending it off, and we'll talk about. Oh
shit! It's May 5th. I didn't know that.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the director of Guardians of the Galaxy just a little bit later. Echo, which is going to be I think a is Echo a movie or is Echo
a TV show?
TV show.
I think it's a show.
Because I remember, I think which one was it? Because they moved one of these movies. It was one of these were supposed to be a show.
Actually, no. I think the way that they actually have it is everything on the top is movies. Everything on the bottom are shows.
No shows.
Because Secret Invasion is a limited series.
Daredevil. Thunderbolts. I thought Thunderbolts was a movie.
I thought Thunderbolt was going to be a movie.
That's what I thought too.
I'm pretty sure Daredevil and Secret Invasion are both series. I'm pretty sure The Marvels is also going to be a series because it's basically a continuation.
I would assume Daredevil is a show.
Marvel.
Okay.
That's crazy. I thought Thunderbolt was going to be a movie, though.
I thought it was going to be a movie as well.
I mean, I already assumed Daredevil was going to be a show, but...
Yeah, okay.
Or wait, so actually, no, it is mixed. It is mixed because season 2 of Loki is on top.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Agatha and the Coven of Chaos Agatha and the Coven of Chaos is basically the next, like, sort of spin-off from Scarlet Witch's show.
The WandaVision.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
WandaVision.
It's crazy because Reese told me to watch it and I watched it. And
WandaVision?
It took me so long to like really get into it because it was very old school, old timey. And I'm like, oh shit, is this going to be the whole fucking thing? So I kind of got disinterested, and I was like on my phone and shit, and everything kind of going crazy. Like everything started glitching. It started. One episode is black and white. The next episode is in color. People started infiltrating the little block, and it got very crazy. Like it got very crazy, and It was like really like it was like watching like a 10-episode movie. Like it was literally like watching a movie. Yeah. Because and then you go into that. From that, I watched Doctor Strange and the multiverses, and it was like crazy because like even at the end, like you win, but it's more so, is she dead? Is she not dead?
Yeah.
Was that an explosion or was that just a spell she cast? So it's going to be a lot. And if she comes back, I think Agatha of Chaos is going to be weird if she comes back. Coven of Chaos. But it's also like...
I think she kind of has to come back because now Marvel has officially gotten the rights to the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be weird to kill off your longest lasting mutant character as soon as you start being able to call her a mutant.
Right. And on the lines of mutant characters, Namor. They can't have a film with him just alone. Yeah. Just like with Spider-Man. Like Spider-Man, because of the deal with Sony, they can't have a deal with Spider-Man by himself. There's always Spider-Man and this character. Spider-Man and this character. Spider-Man, literally, first movie, Spider-Man, Tony Stark.
Yep.
Second movie, Spider-Man and whatever his name was. Mysterio. This movie, Spider-Man.
Well, no.
Literally everybody else.
So what I think the way it works is Marvel can't make a standalone movie for just him. Yeah. However,
it has to be somebody else included.
No, not even that. I think the way it works is Marvel struck a deal with Sony where they essentially can use the same characters from the universe. So like Marvel can put Spider-Man in Marvel movies and Sony can put other characters in Spider-Man movies. But Marvel can't make a Spider-Man movie and Sony can't make an Iron Man movie. They can put Iron Man in Spider-Man, but they can't make an Iron Man movie.
Solely,
just like how Marvel can't make a Spider-Man movie.
Yeah,
but
it's like even
they can collaborate.
Every Spider-Man has somebody in it from the actual MCU, like not the MCU Sony universe. The split. It's literally the MCU and Sony's Spider-Man, which sucks. And that kind of goes over to the Namor. Namor is owned by Sony, so they can't have a standalone. Like after Black Panther, a lot of people wanted to have a Namor movie. Like they wanted that to either be a Disney show or a movie because they wanted the backstory about it. Because if you watch Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, it had a lot of conflicted moments where you were like, damn, I want Shuri to win, but like I understand his point. And I think Ryan Coogler does an amazing job with like making the bad guy the bad guy, but also giving him a backstory on why he would be bad in those moments. And he does an amazing job with that. It's Killmonger, it's amazing because like you're really conflicted, and there was a part in the movie where Shuri's about to, I think she was about to kill him. I think this is the thing when she's about to kill him. She has the spear to his neck, and she's seeing how T'Challa did things and how he did things. Yeah, how he protected his people, how T'Challa protected his people, and realizing that they're not different at all. They just both need help, or they're both in a time of crisis. Like literally, like Shuri wanted to go back in that scene. She wanted to go back and save the girl that Nakia killed, and she wanted to save back. And then she was literally about to tell them that she was trying to come back, and then she died. And a crazy thing to go off of that with so we can never have a standalone Namor film. That's where I want to wrap it up.
We could. It would just probably have to be a similar deal to what they do with Spider-Man, where Sony makes the movie and Marvel just gives its input and maybe loans them some characters to put in the movie as well.
Because, like, who would you put in that movie? Like, who could you have put in that movie?
Honestly, they've already been talking about it. So if you, anybody who's, like, been familiar with the comics, Namor is a mutant. So you could have other non-Fox owned X-Men in the movie, or Storm. No, well, or I was going to say because Fox does own Storm, or you could have the Fantastic Four, because Marvel, I'm pretty sure still owns the Fantastic Four, but in the comics, not Sue Storm. Is her? Wait, no. What's her name? I can't remember her name. But the
Sue
Invisible
Storm,
Girl.
Yeah,
Sue Storm. Sue Storm is her and Namor had a relationship.
Yes.
So that would be in my opinion, a good addition to any Namor movie. Is like throw the Fantastic Four in there. And now that we got John Krasinski playing Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Strange,
he's not playing. But he's not playing it because that was another multiverse.
No, so I know, but I'm saying but in the Earth 626,
you've seen it though. You've seen it, so it's like it's going to be in there.
In the Earth 626 universe, we haven't seen the Fantastic Four. So John Krasinski still can come back and play Mr. Fantastic in the regular universe.
He's dead.
No, he's dead in that universe. Remember, the whole thing about the multiverse is that they're traveling across different universes. The Mr. Fantastic in that universe was killed by Scarlet Witch, but the one in our universe, Earth 626, I think, is still alive because Scarlet Witch never killed him.
It's not going to be John. I can't even say it, but Jim.
Krasinski.
I just want to say
Jim
so bad. I just want to say Jim bad. One, because he did an interview and said that they never contacted him back after they wrapped, and two, he said that they're possibly going to go in another direction because they want to bring it, because he was literally there for 10 minutes out of the movie, if that.
Yeah.
So he was literally a guy they put in just to kill off. Just say, hey, Fantastic Four, hey, there's Dr. I'm blanking on his name. Here's all these people, they still exist. They're here.
Professor X, yeah.
Professor X, there's Professor X, dead.
Yeah.
Cool, but they're in the universe. We can get them, we can't touch them, we can put them in the movie, but now they're dead in this universe. That's why I'm like, I know, and they're also casting for him. That's what I'm saying along the lines of, I don't think it's going to be him.
You're right, it might not be John Krasinski, but I think the only reason why I think you might be wrong is because Nathaniel Richards, who is the great-great-great-grandson of Reed Richards, who's Mr. Fantastic, Nathaniel Richards is actually He Who Remains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who was played by Jonathan Majors, who's about to also play Kang.
Oh my God, remember, Black Mr. Fantastic?
So here's the thing. Nathaniel Richards is the descendant of Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. He's also a scientist, and he's the one who discovers sort of the multiverse
question.
and the different
is Nathaniel
timelines.
Richards, is Nathaniel Richards the one who did not want to be Kang?
Yes.
He found out he was, and he didn't like. Okay, because I was reading.
Nathaniel Richards is He Who Remains at the end of Loki.
Okay,
that's Nathaniel Richards.
Yeah.
He is the descendant of Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he exists means that there's multiple Reed Richards in every universe, because there's obviously multiple variants of Nathaniel Richards, one of which is Kang. So there is probably a Reed Richards in 626 in the current Marvel universe. We just haven't seen him yet. So when they do finally introduce him, it could be John Krasinski because he's not dead in that universe. Now, it could also be somebody else. We saw that there are different people but the Spider-Man in each universe is different, right? They don't all look alike, unlike Doctor Strange, where it seems like every Doctor Strange in every universe looks alike.
Yeah.
So it could be somebody who looks different, just like how in that other universe, Captain Marvel was different. It was the Maria Rambeau, not Carol Danvers.
And that goes into what you said with the multiverses and how every it seems like they're opening it up. They're about to open it up, and we're about to explore every single different type of universe. Now with that, and the first movie King is going to appear in, Ant-Man. I like my thoughts process on it. It was either Kang is going to kill Ant-Man, or Ant-Man is going to sacrifice himself in killing Kang. Because remember, in Loki, he said, "You kill me, but they only get worse."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel as though maybe Ant-Man sacrifices himself, it takes out Kang,
but it's all in vain.
The next variant of Kang comes in and he starts fucking shit up.
Yeah,
because I feel like
I can see that happening.
Yeah, like literally, Kang is okay, but there's more. Literally, you cut off the head of a snake and 3 more grow back. So it's you got to pick your poison in that. And I just think that is going to be the opening to some shit. Because if you could bring a Kang from a different universe, who else can you bring from that different universe? So that's why I'm thinking. Because now that opens up a lot of shit. Because across the Spider-Verse, right, just in the instant of that, Tom Holland is reportedly supposed to be in that movie. So if Tom Holland can be in that movie, can Tom Holland bring back Miles Morales? Or could he just open it up to the rest of them?
Okay.
And Miles Morales is already hinting in, like in the Far From Home, No Way Home, the lady that Peter is talking to when he's on the bridge scene, when Doc Ock shows up.
Yeah,
that lady
the administrative.
That's Miles Morales' mom.
Yeah.
That is Miles Morales' mom. Mind you,
wait, I thought Miles Morales' mom died.
No, not in this one.
No.
Not in this. Not in this universe.
Oh, okay.
So mind you, remember Miles Morales' mom was running for, I think, mayor or one. She was
running for mayor.
So that was Miles Morales' mom, right? They never mention it, but they show her, and she's this Afro Latina lady, who with other Afro Latina. Why would they give her airtime if that wasn't pointing towards something? And with Donald Glover had the one, and I think it was Far From Home, or was it Homecoming?
It was Homecoming. He was talking about
he was Prowler.
Homecoming.
Talking about his nephew. Yeah. He was talking about his nephew.
He was like, Miles, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late, or something like that. So these two things is like about to, okay, Miles is coming. And what are these phases? Because there's a lot of spots they say is still open. Especially in Phase 6, there's a lot of things still opening. So I'm guessing a lot of things they're still trying to go over to see who they can get for the certain things. But like this is about to open up a lot, and I feel like this is going to be I feel like a lot of people thought like Infinity War and Endgame was the peak. I feel like that shit was nothing compared to what they're about to open now, because there's like endless amount of like just things that can happen now. Yep. Like they open up so much shit, and I just think that this is about to be the time where like all the Marvel fans and like the geeks like us, we're just going to be have our jaws dropped at every little thing. Like and I just think this is about to be a fun time for us.
Now, there was some news that came out. It's interesting you mentioned Donald Glover. So Donald Glover in Homecoming played Prowler, who is Miles Morales' uncle. He's also a villain, a Spider-Man villain actually, and they don't know that they're each other's family.
Yep.
But it also was announced that Donald Glover is actually in the works producing a film for the animated Spider-Verse.
I forgot what it was. It was like some I forgot what it's called.
His name is
but it was cool as shit. It looked cool as shit.
It's I cannot remember his name, but he's essentially going to be producing and starring in a film based around a Spider-Man villain that most people don't know about. It is animated. It's going to be a part of the animated like Spider-Verse.
It's Hypno something, right?
Hypno Hustler.
Hypno Hustler.
Hypno Hustler, yes. That is it. Yeah. So I'm interested to see that as well. But let me ask you something. Like, both of you guys, what do you think about the current state of the Marvel cinematic universe in terms of the quality of movies? Because a lot of people have been, and myself included, I'll be honest, have been slightly disappointed with the latest batch of movies in terms of like effects qualities and like things like that.
I'm gonna let Reese go. Reese, you go first.
I mean, I get it. I heard what some people were going out like Thor: Love and Thunder. It was more of a comedy than something serious. And like people had like implications about it being like, as you were saying on our previous podcast, of it being like female focused. I have no problem.
Not even that. Well, I think some people have had issues with that. They've been calling it the MCU. But like for me, it's more so with the fact that Thor has kind of become a gag character, and it's hard to really take his movies seriously.
He is nothing like it.
What I would add on to that is I feel like this phase of movies are setup movies. They're not supposed to be like these crazy things. They're supposed to be movies that you go, oh shit, that's going to come back again. Oh shit, this is about to return. Oh shit, how does this continue? Like Wakanda Forever, they still think Wakanda did that shit. So how are they going to react when they get Riri back and they're going to interrogate Riri on her way back? Like they're going to go to her college and they're going to interrogate her. So now it's like, oh shit, how did they respond? What is Riri going to answer? Are they going to pressure Riri into giving up that there's a whole nother fucking society underwater? So there is so much shit because the next movie is literally going to be the world versus Wakanda.
Yeah,
because not only are you is vibranium not just in Wakanda, now we feel as though we can access it. And that's not a part of what you are. So listen, you want us not to touch your vibranium? Cool. There's vibranium under the water. You don't own that. So now, and then the more people are going to go missing, and they're going to think Wakanda did it.
Yeah.
So
Or they'll
it's
just
going
blame
to
it
be
on
so
Wakanda
much.
in general.
Yeah, they're going to blame it
Since
on
vibranium
in
is known in your homeland.
right. So
Right.
it's going to open up so much, and that's where I think Marvel can throw Doctor Doom in there. This is where they throw Doctor Doom in there, right ahead
love
of
Dr. Doom.
Fantastic Four. Because let's say Fantastic Four aren't formed yet. Let's say that they're still the fucking doing their space shit. They haven't been formed. They don't have their powers just yet. Doctor Doom, you throw in Doctor Doom, and you go that. Where was he from? Where is he from? Where was he trying to be the president of? It was like either he was trying to be the president or he was trying to be some type of political leader. And was it Serbia? Or
I can't remember.
It was some like just throwing in a hint that or the next movie the national people from that country are trying to get it. That kind of throws in Doctor Doom. I forget. It's making me so mad because I just fucking read it and it's annoying me.
I think
but that you could just throw that in there now.
I think the issue that I've had with the movies is that they've been kind of banking on that. Like it's like they're making their money on Easter eggs now, which is perfectly fine for people like us.
Yeah.
Was like we love those, but at the same time, it's like you still have to put just as much energy and effort into just making the movie
to the main plot,
and like like the main plot of this particular movie.
Latvia.
Every movie can't be like what?
He's
Say
from
again?
Latvia. Latvia.
Latvia? Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
But it's like you're putting like the script and the concept of the movie are so focused on, all right, we have to set this up and we have to set that up. But it's just like, all right, but is this movie good? Like you're setting up, you're putting all this stuff in to set up the next movie and the next movie and the next movie. But it's like the movie that we're watching right now, I also want that to just be really good. And it's like you saw Marvel submitted Thor: Love and Thunder for like for the Oscars for like visual effects.
It did?
And they were just like, everybody was just like, this isn't even the best visual effects you put out this year. Like, you just put out Doctor Strange. And even that didn't have great, like, the third eye on Doctor Strange's head was, like, terrible. And people have been saying, like, Marvel's doing too much, and they're pushing their animators and their effects artists way past the brink.
This is why I go into my theory, like what I said, this is a setup movie. These are setup movies. They're like,
I know, but I'm saying, like,
you know what I mean?
You can't just like, all right, it's a setup movie, but like, okay, but you still could have did it better. If you were going to put out a movie, you still could have made it.
No, I see what Sean is saying.
Set up
like,
I understand it too.
Yeah,
but they're trying to do too much.
The future is going to be in. Yeah, it's like we set up for the future, but we're talking about the here and now. Like, I want the here and now to still be just as appealing as it is to the future.
What I would say, because Phase 3 was Infinity War, right? That was the end of Phase 3, right? I mean, Endgame was the end of Phase 3.
Yes,
if I'm not mistaken,
believe so.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they just used, I mean, yes, I do understand that it's like, all right, cool, make the movies good. If you're going to set up shit, just make the movies good. But in my like true opinion of the business aspect is, Marvel's at a place where we're going to put out shit and this shit going to hit $1 billion regardless. We're going to get $1 billion regardless.
The problem.
And my mindset, this is my mindset though about that, is that they're gearing up for these next phase of movies where they're going to have to spend a whole lot of fucking money. Like, I feel like these next movies are going to like, if they don't get return investment on these next movies, Marvel's going to be in some fucking red. They're going to be in the red. Like, because I feel like they're going to put so much into these movies. And it's like, how could you not? Because now everybody is anticipating everything because you didn't open up the fucking world to not just ours, to so many other ones. So it's like, okay, this guy better show up. This guy got to do this. And when you get this character has to do this because they always have done it. So it's like, you have to, I think this was really getting their money. Like, yo, we gotta do this shit, this next phase. And I obviously I understand what you're saying. It's very disappointing in a way because they haven't fully invested all their resources in these movies. But if this is just the calm before the storm, I'll say fuck it. Phase 4 was the setup to something amazing.
I would say if that's the case, then great. But the problem is, I don't know that for sure. And on top of that, I think they still could have made the amount of money that they did if they still just toned it down a little bit. Like, if you go back to the original Iron Man, the first Thor movie, the first, like those early movies, they were still great movies, even without quite as much CGI and, like, crazy visual effects. They were still really good movies. I think you can put those quality movies out and still have them be great setup movies. without having to,
say,
do so much.
They have no competition.
That's also bad.
They have no competition. We're gonna get to DC a little later, but they have nothing. It's like NBA 2K going against NBA Live. It's like one is going to sell, the other one is still going to be on the shelves.
Yeah,
like literally. I think of it like DC and Marvel like this. I saw my mom win a basketball game, and for Christmas she gives me NBA Live. I'm fucking disappointed. Like I'm very fucking disappointed. Like I asked my mom for a Marvel game, and you bring me back a DC game. I'm like, oh, it's superheroes. No, there's a fucking difference. Like, you know what I mean? And actually, I think because we wrapped up, I feel like we should wrap up that and go to DC. And that's another one of my talking points is James Gunn, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy. I think he directed another Marvel film, if I'm not mistaken. But literally, the reason DC sought after, James Gunn was talking to DC because him and Kevin Feige had a little disagreement. So he was talking to DC, and DC was really entertaining him because of what he did for Guardians of the Galaxy. If you didn't know,
not only that, but also because of what he did for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And the Peacemaker show.
That's what I was talking about. That's when he started first talking to them, and he branched out, and he got a little bit. Marvel let him get out of his contract to make that movie because they're like, fuck it, bro. Like, you're not hurting us. Like, that's the type shit Marvel's on. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. Well, I lost my train of thought. Fuck. No. But the thing was, Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to be a standalone movie. It was supposed to be a movie which introduces the Guardians of the Galaxy, showing us all the shit that's happened. Thanos is here. This is, just all the stuff around the world, around the space is part of it. And we're looking at Guardians of the Galaxy doing its third movie. It was not supposed to make it this far. These characters weren't supposed to be as lovable. They weren't supposed to be as like realistic and pulling our heartstrings. Yeah. They weren't supposed to do this. But since they did, Marvel's like, okay, make another one. Okay, make another one. And now James Gunn has put him, like, he has the respect on his name now that DC went out and said, hey, you're our new president. Like, you're going to run this shit. You're going to get us out of this rut. And with that, James Gunn got over to DC, and he's saying no to a lot of shit. Like, he's over there. He's getting rid of a lot of shit. Black Adam was supposed to have a sequel. He said, fuck no. Yeah. He said, fuck no. Because, like, a lot of things with Black Adam is that The Rock, one, I love The Rock. I love Rock, the wrestler. But The Rock is The Rock in every fucking movie. Okay?
But that was why Black Adam was perfect for him.
The Rock was The Rock in every fucking movie. And when Black Adam, every time, now that I have Marvel, I have Marvel Unlimited, and I have DC Infinite, I think it's called. So when I was like about to watch the movie, and I started reading some Black Adam comics, and what I don't like is that Black Adam is a villain, but they make him an anti-hero. I don't like that because it's like, yo, I hate that whole aspect of it. Especially when I feel like it's poorly written. Like, I didn't like Black Adam. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. Because, like I said, I felt like The Rock plays The Rock. There's no diversity in him. He's this big guy who just says funny shit, and you're like, oh my god, that's not supposed to be like that. And, like, that's basically what Rock is. Yeah. And I feel like with
pretty
him
people don't have charisma,
right? And what they've done with him is like The Rock literally went in there and was like, no. He saw the script and said no. Like, he went to the people above him, above the directors, to change the script. Like, Superman was not supposed to be at the end, but he literally forced them to make Superman at the end.
Oh yeah, I heard that was
because Superman's supposed to. Black Adam's is supposed to be a Superman villain, like a Superman / Shazam villain.
But it's also you're making him as an anti-hero, so it's not going to go as hard because it's like, oh, but he's also a good guy. So why are these two good guys fighting each other? So it doesn't make sense, and the poor writing of it, because people go, what about Captain America versus was it Captain America versus Iron Man?
It's like Civil War.
Civil War, but that was well written. Yeah. When you do this and you have a character, like I said, I'm sorry, but when you have a character where he's not diverse in his acting, and his acting only could be perceived one way, you literally damn near have to make Superman the fucking villain.
Yeah.
Like, literally, you have to damn near make Superman the villain. And wrap all that shit up, because like, I'm just going on a tangent of how I don't like the fucking Rock's acting in superhero movies. But James Gunn is letting a whole bunch of shit go.
I don't know how I feel about that either. Like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like them making James Gunn the president, because I feel like James Gunn has a very specific... James Gunn, to me, is like Taika Waititi. Like, what Taika Waititi did with Thor was like... Yeah. You could tell they gave him some slack with the first one. It was like, yeah, we want you to do... You know, like with Ragnarok. Like, yeah, put some of your own spin on it. And he did. And then everybody was like, oh, my God, this is great. But then they gave him, like, free reign with Love and Thunder, and now everybody's like, all right, this is basically...
Yeah.
But that's Taika Waititi's style. James Gunn also has a very specific style. Like, the Suicide Squad, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, these are all very, very easily identifiable James Gunn movies. DC does not make those types of movies, at least not all of them.
What I would argue to you,
like, can you imagine if James Gunn did the Batman? Like,
but listen, this is what I would argue to you. DC needs that fucking change.
They do, but not across the board.
The most prominent superhero in the last 10 years in DC is not Superman, is not Batman, it's fucking Aquaman. Aquaman is selling them the most shit. Other than this recent The Batman movie. It's fucking Aquaman. It's Aquaman is the face of your fucking franchise. This man does not have powers when he's walked on land, but yet he's the face of your fucking franchise because
he does have powers when he's on land. He's still super strong and fast.
Shut up. Shut up. I'm making my point. Shut up.
Go ahead.
But
what's this about Waterman?
Yeah, Waterman. Literally Waterman. He's a waterman. Aquaman, when he walks on water, bro, he's Aquaman in the river, but he's water boy on land. Okay, like
the only thing he can do is command fish and some other shit.
I go back to that Family Guy skit where like she's getting like caught on the beach.
He's like, hey,
and he's like,
better stop.
Let me throw this fish.
He's doing starfish.
oh, you hear them? They're coming. Don't make me call my fish friends. Oh, you see them?
They're jumping around.
Help! He's hurting me. Well, maybe you shouldn't let him on.
You shouldn't have let him on.
Right, that's the craziest part.
Oh,
that's the craziest part about it. But literally, like I was saying, that can't be the way when you have these two, like,
water boy.
When you talk about superheroes, Superman and Batman should be like damn near the first people that pop in your head. It should be like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. That literally should be the first people that pop in your head. When it's like, damn, I go to DC and Aquaman is the fucking guy. And I think the thing that what James Gunn will bring into it, I'm gonna let you get it. But I'm gonna finish this point.
Go ahead.
The thing I think what James Gunn will bring in is James Gunn has showed you he's not afraid to shift some shit. He's not afraid to throw something in there that probably should not be in there, but he can make it work. And I think with James Gunn, he's going to tie the world together. I think the world is about to be tied together. I feel like these one-on-one individual films are done in the DC. That's why a lot of the movies that are coming out, and I think next year, are going to be the last of those movies. Like, he canceled all the sequels to them, and I feel like he's going to tie the world together. I feel like we're about to get a whole heap of new characters added back, because DC has some of the fucking most amazing characters. But when your villains are better than your superheroes, or being portrayed better than your superheroes, that's a fucking problem. Mm-hmm. It's like, damn, I want the villain to win. Like, who the fuck says that?
I did.
Who says that?
I was a kid.
Like, Harley Quinn's literally coming into a building and shooting every fucking body, and I'm like, go Harley! Like, no, that shit shouldn't be that way.
I would argue Harley Quinn is the face of DC right now, more so than
Aquaman. The face of DC.
Harley Quinn has the movies, she has the show. Have you seen Harley Quinn on HBO Max, bro? That show is amazing.
Funny,
but this is the thing.
Season 3 was a little lackluster, but the first 2 seasons were golden.
Yeah,
it should not be that way when you have these two fucking titans of the superhero world.
Yeah.
It should not
literally
be Harley Quinn.
two of the 3 highest selling superheroes of all time are under DC.
Time.
The only one Marvel has that's up there is Spider-Man.
That all time.
But the reason
why you're telling me Harley Quinn and Aquaman are the best thing you got to offer.
But the reason why I disagree that James Gunn shouldn't be the president, I honestly don't think any director should be the president of a studio house or of a publishing brand, because every movie is going to be James Gunn style movies, and you don't want that. Like, if you look at Marvel, the reason why Kevin Feige as a president has been so successful is because he knows which director to put onto which project. Whereas if you get James Gunn, if you go to James Gunn with a movie and it's not a James Gunn movie, I don't think he's gonna greenlight it. Even though, but I think Zack Snyder made one of the best DC movies of the past 10 years with the Snyder cut of Justice League. That was amazing. But obviously he just didn't have enough time, because Cyborg should have had his own movie. Flash should have had his own movie. Like, they all should have had their own build up before Justice League.
Okay, so your main woman in fucking Aquaman is fucking crazy, batshit crazy. Your fucking star for the Flash is batshit crazy in real life.
Yeah.
So there's one, your hands are tied because you can't put them in more movies because we're in cancel culture right now. So you do that shit, it's going to be worse.
But here's the thing. Here's why it's okay. The woman in Aquaman is irrelevant. You can just kill her off and nobody would care.
You can't kill the Flash.
There's
literally,
but there's so many Flashes. There's so many Flashes.
He's the CW Flash. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna call him CW.
I mean, there's so many Flashes in the actual comics. Like,
we're not gonna talk about him.
There's like 7 Flashes in DC Comics. Like, there's the Flash. There's the second Flash with Wally West. There's a Kid Flash. Like, there's so many different Flashes.
But this is the thing that I would say. Like, you said, you don't like the fact that James Gunn got the job, but go to basically bring back my other point is that James Gunn is going to bring a type of energy that DC has not seen since fucking Heath Ledger.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that point at all. My problem is every movie can't have the same energy. And I think when you hire a director who has a very specific style to his movies to run all of your movies, like, now you run the risk of all of your movies having that same exact energy. Whereas with Marvel, you get a different director for each project because Kevin Feige is not a director. He just wants good movies. So it's like you can have Black Panther, which has a different vibe from Iron Man, which has a different vibe from Guardians of the Galaxy, which, you know what I mean?
But also, I mean, one, he's running it. So he's not really... Like, he's running it. He's putting the guys. Okay, this is our phases. Like, they're about to hit a hard reset. He's
running it, but he still has to sign off on all of them.
They're going to hit a hard ass reset, and with this hard reset, I feel like the thing that you're saying is, like, he has one type of movie, and it's like hard for him to change shit up because it's out of his normal. But once you bring in the people, I think you bring in certain directors. Because what I've heard, James Gunn was very liked in the Marvel world. Yeah, the Marvel, like, in terms of like director stuff, like, he was very liked. So you bring in some of those director people who understand. But as a director who understand, you know, I'm pretty sure he could pitch them a vision and they could go off that in an instant. But my thing is, what got so stagnant in DC for all these years, it's been the same fucking movie, just in different iterations. Mm-hmm. And what I think James Gunn is going to bring is, I feel like Teen Titans are going to be relevant. I feel like I feel like all these people are about to enter this DC universe, like this DCU. Yeah. Like, I feel like all this shit. Static Shock. I said Toxic Shock. I don't know what the fuck is it. Toxic Shock. But
Static Shock is Marvel, I thought. No,
that's DC. That's DC.
Oh, okay.
Bro, they haven't used this man in so long. You forgot that he was a fucking DC character.
I know.
They haven't used him since the fucking animation.
I know.
Bro, you have all these cool ass characters that you're just fucking sitting on the sideline so you can make 30 fucking Batman movies.
I've always felt like the biggest issue that DC had wasn't the movies, it was the continuity. There was no continuity between the movies.
Every movie was a standalone film.
Right. And then when they finally tried to make Justice League, they threw in a bunch of characters that never got their own movie.
Justice League was kind of ass, by the way. I'm not
the original Justice League was ass, but the Snyder cut, when they showed what Zack Snyder actually wanted to do with the movie, that was way better. It was way too long, but it was way better. But that also just goes to show that these all should have been individual movies that we come together with an actual Justice League movie. Like, you shouldn't have to give Cyborg his whole backstory and Flash his whole backstory and Aquaman his whole backstory in one movie and then still have a whole fight at the end.
Yeah.
Like, you should have just give Cyborg, same way Marvel did. You take your cast, the guys who are going to be there in the end for the big ensemble movie, and you give them their own individual movies first, so people can get familiar with them, and then you bring them all together. They just brought everybody together, and then was like, oh fuck, people aren't going to know who this guy is. It's like, let's give him some backstory. It's like, you can't give Cyborg's whole backstory in 10 minutes, bro.
Snyder also lost a lot of trust within directors because, like, what's her name? Blanking on her name, but she wrote the Wonder Woman script. Oh god, it's like Patty something. I think it's like Patty Jenkins. I want to look that up because I want to have her name right when I go on my. Yes, it's Patty Jenkins. Patty Jenkins wrote the Wonder Woman of like 1984 script. She wrote it, but he had like 10 people fucking directing it. Like, literally, she had her input on the original script, like the outline of how this shit should go. But there were so many hands in the pot that her vision got lost. So when she has to go in and she was supposed to write this one last Wonder Woman film before they kind of hit the reset, they denied her because, one, but she wasn't using, there wasn't no type of continuity from one film to the other one because now she's by herself. And everybody else is not there, and she's trying to get the story off that she originally wanted. So now she left them because, like, literally, like, this is how I originally wanted, but this is what Snyder did, and hopefully they bring her back because what was it? Her original Wonder Woman, the one that came out in 2017, was fucking amazing. Like, her writing on that shit was amazing. But what I would want for them is to, like, when they hit this reset, let her have Wonder Woman from day one. Let her have her from day one, so she can build that the way she wants to. Because they're like in a disagreement. They're like the blogs and stuff are trying to make this bigger than what it is. Like, it was a disagreement. She didn't want to do the film no more. Cool. That doesn't mean that she can't come back in the future once they figured it out. Because remember, well, I don't know if you know this, but James Gunn and his writing partner. And his, like, you know, they have to give Warner Brothers a pitch of where they're going to go. So if your movie does not fit their timeline of where we need to go, even if it's just a one-off, because, like, it's going to be hard to hit this reset and people go, all right, well, where the fuck is Aquaman? Why is Aquaman Lobo now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to come with a plan, and if that does not fit the plan, it got to be scrapped. Just because, like, literally, like in NBA terms, you get a coach. That coach gonna want his fucking guys. He's gonna want his staff. So it's gonna be very difficult. But I think James Gunn can pull it off because I feel like he's gonna add the necessary things that is gonna make DC relevant again.
But see, can I say something? Because I'm just looking at this now. I'm seeing like different conflicting reports on the Zack Snyder Wonder Woman thing. Because now they're saying that Zack Snyder was never actually involved in the directing of the film. He was running the stunt and visual effects teams, and he was removed by Patty Jenkins because essentially he disagreed with the writing of the film. And somebody said that Patty Jenkins surrounded herself with yes men who simply agreed to everything that she said because they wanted to be a part of the movie. So Zack Snyder wasn't actually involved with 1984 Wonder Woman, and it still flopped.
But there was more into that. There was a lot of hands in the making that. Like, it was her script.
He wasn't a part of it. He wasn't a part of the making of it.
It ain't no way. Ain't no way you're the president of that shit, and you don't have no say-so.
Zack Snyder wasn't the president.
I mean, not Snyder. Well, they fired his ass, so it don't fucking matter.
Zack Snyder?
No, the original fucking guy.
President. Zack Snyder was just a director. He just directed.
He was lying, though. That's the craziest part about it.
Who?
I
The
forget his
president?
name, but he was lying. Yeah, it was lying on his numbers.
Yeah.
Like this shit isn't like this shit isn't public. Like I know that fucking Wakanda Forever is making almost at $1 billion. Like I know this.
He was lying about the Black Adam numbers. But Zack Snyder just directed Justice League, and
he did.
The production, the DCEU wanted him to be involved with Wonder Woman 1984, and the writer and executive producer Patty Jenkins removed him.
Yeah. If I said Zack Snyder, I meant to say the president of it. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That was just the name that popped in my mind because I guess I didn't remember the actual presidents.
Yeah, Zack was just the director, but I like Justice League. I like the Snyder cut. I liked his cut because he wanted to make the movie 4 hours, and they were like, "Bro, ain't no fucking way nobody gonna sit through a 4-hour movie." And he wanted to release it. He wanted to release it in 2 parts. So they were like, "No, take it, cut a bunch of shit out, make it 1 movie." So they had to cut a whole bunch of shit out. And if you watch the Snyder cut, bro, it's even special effects that's different. Like they changed the way Steppenwolf looked. They changed the way Darkseid looked. They didn't give Darkseid any backstory in the original version. Like Snyder had to cut out half the fucking movie.
Yeah, I think it was just there.
Yeah, he was just around.
He was literally just there.
So in the Snyder cut, you could tell what he actually wanted to do with it. But honestly, I think what DC has always been missing is just continuity. Like you have to have continuity between the films, and that's what made Marvel special. Is that those end credit scenes when they first started doing them, that changed the fucking game, bro. Because it's like we can make this movie and then we can show you a little hint of like another character that we also making a movie for, and now you know that they're in the same universe. That's all we needed.
That's why I'm sick right now. I'm sorry, but that's why I said a lot. This phase was the setup movie because even in Thor: Love and Thunder, they showed Hercules. Hercules was the fucking end credit, so he has something to do with this next phase. I'm guessing because if they just cut him off, it's like what the fuck was the use of that end credit scene? But I'm pretty sure that he's going to have something. There's a lot of. I feel like this phase, a lot of the OGs are going to die. They're going to kill off a lot of the OGs and setting way to this new shit because now you have Ironheart, you have Spider-Man, you have She-Hulk, you have who am I getting? Hawkeye, not Hawkeye, but Hawkeye's daughter. You have Ant-Man and his daughter. You have fucking Thor and his I guess adopted daughter. You have Toussaint now. Like they're opening the way for this next level, while also setting up the fucking following one after that. So I think like that's why I'm saying like if Ant-Man dies, I think it's more so going to be more of a sacrifice than him like dying. I feel like his death is going to be with a purpose more than just Kang showing how dominant he is.
But this is why I say I think Marvel's moving too fast because Ant-Man hasn't even been in the MCU that long, and you're trying to kill him already. Like think about how long Robert Downey Jr. was Iron Man before he got killed.
So fucking
like we haven't even developed that much of a connection with Ant-Man yet.
Yeah, I mean, but
that's why I think they're just moving too fast.
With his story and him, getting out of jail and him, having a daughter and stuff like that, I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to make him a family man.
We barely even saw his daughter. He got blipped and came back, and this girl was doing the taxes.
This movie, this movie is going to be him being a father, like him trying to figure out how to be the Superman, being the superhero, and being a father, so that he could pull on the heartstrings. So if they do choose to take him out or make him a sacrifice, that everybody's going to feel moved because of this shit. And like I was saying, like I don't think he's going to if they do kill him in this movie, I don't think it's going to be Kang just kills him. I think he's going to be a sacrifice. Yeah. For something else.
Okay. Reese, what you got for us?
Hold on, let me try something. I gotta go pick up my sister, but I'm gonna see if I can get her on my phone. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright. Let me try.
You got flowers on your hoodie.
Thank you.
That wasn't a compliment.
It wasn't a compliment.
He just leaves.
Right. Damn. Damn.
All right.
He definitely didn't tell us when he's coming back.
He didn't. He just said he's going to try and
did
do
not.
it on his phone. Which you can, by the way. So he
yeah,
should be fine.
you can. You
But
can.
anyway.
He just never told us when. Like,
He didn't.
Okay. That's
So let me ask you this.
fucking phenomenal.
What are your... So if anybody who's been like paying attention, you know that pretty much every movie that comes out these days is based on something. There are very few original big screen movies that are coming out these days. Most of the things are based off of video games or
Books.
TV shows or books or just older reboots of older movies.
I fucking
So-
hate reboots.
I hate reboots too. The
fucking
only
hate 'em.
thing that I'm kind of looking forward to is the new Ghostbusters movie.
When I can go to sleep on a movie, a new movie, and know that I can wake up and know the fucking plot, I don't like it. I don't like it because I feel like it's a waste of my time. The only fucking reboot I really gave attention to was the Lion King reboot, just because fucking Lion King is Lion King.
But I didn't even like that. I mean, first of all,
I didn't say I liked it. I just watched it because of like old time's sake. Like,
let me tell you why I thought that movie was dumb as fuck before I even saw it. They said, we're making a live action Lion King. And I said, no the fuck you're not. Because guess what? Nobody uses real animals for movies anymore. So how the fuck you gonna make a live action film of a movie that has only animal characters? The correct answer? You don't. You just make a completely CGI movie, which,
it's basically
guess what?
animation.
It's not live action.
It's just basically animation, bro.
That's just sexy animation. That's
but
all
they
it is.
draw you in. They go, Beyonce's in it, and then you immediately get all the Beyonce fans. So you're going to succeed anyway.
Oh, and
Like,
Childish Gambino. So now
yeah.
all the fucking weebs are like, oh, what?
Oh,
For
what?
real? Childish Gambino is in it?
For real?
Donald Glover?
You guys see me?
Troy? He's in it?
Yeah, I can hear. See
Yes,
you.
we can see you. It looks like you're on the run.
I am on the run. That's why I
Okay.
get the fuck up out of there. They actually found my history.
Well, anyway. I wanted to bring this up. So the reason why I brought that up is because there was one movie that I saw recently that's based off a book that I actually really enjoyed.
What's that?
And it was Dune.
Oh,
Did
I
y'all
didn't
watch
watch
Dune?
it.
You
I
didn't watch it.
I saw a lot of sand, and I immediately got bored.
You gotta watch.
That's
You gotta watch
that's literally
Dune.
how I felt.
You gotta watch Dune. So
Doom
I actually
Patrol?
have no, not Doom Patrol. Dune, Dune.
oh, Doom! I heard about it too. I needed to watch it.
It's very good. It's very good.
Don't
So
it take place in like some type of
just-
desert place island or desert place planet?
So it's a planet. So let me give you some backstory. So Dune was originally a book that was written back in the, I want to say 60s maybe, and it was super popular. And it's actually credited as being one of the first like real sci-fi, like first modern sci-fi stories. In fact, they made a movie out of it already in the early 80s, I think. In that movie, or no, I'm sorry, it was in like the 70s, because the books were so popular and they were so influential. They made a movie adaptation of it in like the 70s, and that movie was trash.
So,
That movie was hot garbage. However, it was good enough that it actually served as the inspiration for George Lucas's Star Wars. So Star Wars is actually a ripoff of Dune. And if you go and you watch the Dune movie, or if you read the books, you can completely see how George Lucas basically stole this story and turned it into Star Wars.
I've seen it. Maybe because Tatooine looks similar to Dune, the planet Tatooine.
Bro, Tatooine, even the concept in general. So it's like set in the future, but it's kind of the past. Like they got future technology, but it's like a monarchy. They have an emperor instead of
An empire.
What's it called in Star Wars? The Empire. Yeah, they have an empire. There's an emperor, there are these different like factions from different planets or whatever.
They have an Emperor in Star Wars
the
too.
planet that they're on is
Emperor
the planet that they're on is just like Tatooine, and on top of that, instead of lightsabers, instead of light swords, they have light shields in Dune.
Oh.
So it's like they have regular swords and stuff, but they like hit this button on their suit and they get like a shield, a force field around them, made of light. And
So
he
he took it and
basically
made it
just was
better.
like, instead of shields, let's make them swords.
So
Lightsabers.
he literally took it and made it better.
That's what I was about to say.
He made it
Ted
different.
made it better.
He made it different. Because the thing about it is the story in Dune is actually better than the story in Star Wars. I'm gonna keep it a buck with
at
you.
least Star Wars isn't on that one planet. It's like across the galaxy. At least it's not a total fucking ripoff.
No, Dune isn't either.
Wait, really? I thought it was just on that
It's
one
just
planet.
multiple. No, it's multiple books. They only made a movie off of the first book.
Wow.
Hold on, y'all.
Really? Why
But
is there
yeah.
a cop in that fucking gas station? Oh.
Why are you? This is literally the sounds of Reese driving while being on a podcast. It's
I
fucking
know, right?
crazy.
You want to see the road I'm in?
Okay. Why are you? This is texting and driving. This
you guys see the tree?
you're
You guys
you're
see the
terrible.
house? Hey, look at the car.
He's showing
my
us
God,
location.
Maybe not a good idea to just put your.
Oh my god, that Mustang looks so pretty.
Yeah, he's texting
Anyway.
and driving right now. He's filming and driving. He's
I
a
always
terrible
wanted to do
person.
something like this. So thank you
Yes.
guys.
Someone come get him.
Like be on a podcast.
But
and drive at the same
that's
time.
terrible. But no, but Dune does not take place on one planet. It's. Oh, by the way, spoiler alert: the Emperor is evil, just like in fucking Star Wars.
Dun, dun, dun.
But Dune doesn't take place on one planet. It's multiple books. They just made a movie based on the first book, so there's going to be another Dune movie that comes out later based on the second book.
Oh wait, let me guess.
Cool.
It's
All I know is that Zendaya's
oh
in
yeah, Zendaya's in it too.
What?
it. Zendaya's in it.
Yes,
That's the only
Zendaya
reason.
is in it, and she.
That's the only reason
looks
I would-
spectacular.
Wait, let me
That's the
let
only
me guess
reason I
another
will watch
plots.
it.
But it is really, really good though.
Sean,
And there's a kid.
I don't care.
who's like the chosen one. He's the Luke Skywalker of it.
Let me
obviously.
guess.
But
let me guess. The main
reason why
villain
I
is his father.
no, his father dies.
Oh, okay.
Actually,
Oh.
pretty early in the movie. They get
Okay.
betrayed. They get like backstabbed because he's like a prince.
Isn't Luke also
the Prince of
Um,
Zamunda.
Isn't Luke also a prince?
Kind of. He was like a child of prophecy or whatever.
Yeah.
And actually, now that I think about it, Luke's. Oh wait, no. No, Luke isn't a prince. He's just the son of a Jedi.
Right, he is.
But he was like the child of prophecy or
Yeah.
whatever. But it's the same thing with like Anakin. Anakin was kind of a child of prophecy.
Yeah.
And then, it was just the prophecy was kind of backwards. They're like, you'll be special and do great things. It's like, I will, just not for you guys.
Yeah.
It's like,
Hey.
I will actually kill a lot of you guys eventually. But I
You-
will
you-
be very special.
You guys want to play a game?
What's the game?
uh,
Depends on the
okay,
game.
Jigsaw.
You said what?
The game.
You Sean?
Okay, Jigsaw.
No. I'm saying this was the game I pitched in.
Oh,
in
you
the
want to
thing.
ask us questions?
It's
Yes,
called-
yes. Let's
It's
do
called it's Marquise's special segment. Okay, if Marquise
Okay.
is not here, it does not fucking happen. You hear me? It does not fucking happen.
Copy.
it. Okay.
It's called Off the Rails. Okay.
Okay.
And when
Wait,
I
there's
say
trains
it,
involved?
it's normally going to be out of nowhere.
That sounds like a skate
Shut the
move.
fuck up. Listen, it's called Off the Rails. Okay.
Are we
The
gonna
point
get
of it is that random times.
Whoa.
Oh my god! He said
yo.
we're going to get
I
trained.
don't like where this is going.
Hey,
I
yo.
didn't, this wasn't in my contract.
And random
You suggested it.
Right. In random parts of the podcast, I'm going to go. Let's go off the rails,
Let's do
and
it.
it's going to be a random ass question. It's basically going to be a pop quiz of Marquise knowledge. Okay. So this game,
Sounds
is
like a short
called.
quiz.
It's a multiple choice.
Fuck you. It's called. Look. It's a game. You know, it's
Let's
kind
do
of a
it.
yes or no. Okay. It's called. Is this a movie review? or is this a Pornhub review?
You already.
Ooh.
You lost me after porn.
You got my attention.
Okay.
By the way, putting comment sections on porn websites, hands down, one of the worst decisions of mankind.
It's down bad. It's crazy. Especially if you're giving them critiques. It's crazy as fuck, bro.
It's crazy.
Fuck. I just read them.
Who watches
right,
a porn, does what they got to do, and then just says, "I wonder what everyone else thought of this." Like, I don't need
to know what everybody else is wondering.
All right,
while I do my business.
All right. So what I'm going to do is, if it's a movie review, obviously they're going to be similar in type of like reviews. So you guys are going to be a little confused when I give the review, and if it's not a porn review, I'm going to give the reasoning behind it. So the first review is, and I quote, "His dick gotta be big. I'm mad they don't show it. Is this a porn
movie review
or a movie review?"
That's a movie
Okay.
review, and that's a movie review, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably from Love and Thunder.
No.
Okay.
It's actually from Wakanda
Namor.
Forever.
Yep.
Namor's his print.
I fucking
his
knew it. Why
his
did I
dick
know that
print
one?
was removed in editing.
Why the fuck did I know that one?
So
That's
that was
I like this.
Damn.
that was
I knew that one.
all
I
right.
like this game.
The next one. This guy is super creepy in the beginning.
Porn review.
This is a porn review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a porn
Okay,
review.
Because
Did I go to Pornhub? Did I literally go to
usually skip
Pornhub
that part,
and go
but-
through the comic section? I go through the comment. I literally went to Pornhub, went through the comment section, and just took the best
I usually,
ones.
I
Like, I
usually
just took
skip
the
the
best
first
one.
30 seconds, but somehow I knew that. That's crazy.
Because they're all creepy in the beginning.
Yeah, they are.
Hey, I'm here to fix the pipes. Sir, where are your tools?
Where is it? Why are your pants down? Why are your pants down?
Hey, this is kind of nice.
It's a nice view you have here.
Okay. The next thing. This man can pick me up and throw me around anytime.
That's a movie review.
Porn review.
Is it M'Baku?
It is M'Baku.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It is.
The M'Baku thirst was crazy.
It is. It was
on
crazy,
another
bro.
level, bro. Winston
Another
Duke is and you know what's crazy is he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
he don't.
It's like I
be-
don't
he's just
understand.
like guys. come on. Like
Okay. This next review. Gosh, I'm so horny right now.
that's a movie.
That's
review.
a movie review too. No, it's a porn review.
It was a Pornhub review. Someone decided
And
in the comments to go, hey. Okay. Okay.
But wait, isn't that the place to be if that's
Yes.
how you?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was the point? What's
someone
the
just
point?
decided to just write that.
I'm horny right now. No shit. So are the rest of us.
Right.
Shut up and watch the video.
Shut up and watch the movie. Oh man.
I actually
okay.
like this game.
So, okay. This got me very wet.
Is it? Damn.
on.
Damn, that's a tough one.
I'm gonna let both of y'all answer too before I give you.
Is it a
I think it's a
movie review?
This is the last one, by the
movie
way.
review.
Movie review?
I think it's a movie review, but I can't think of what movie. I think it's a movie review, but I can't think of what movie. That has to be
a movie
maybe.
review.
All right, wait.
So wait.
No, I can't ask that because that's basically giving an answer.
I'm gonna throw out a random movie.
I think it's a
Throw
movie
out a
review
random
though.
movie and tell me if it's wrong or not. Am I allowed to do that?
I will tell you if it's wrong.
Magic
Yeah,
Mike?
sure.
No, you can't. No, because if he says it's the right movie, then obviously we're
So if it
correct
is a
in
movie
saying it's a movie
review.
review. So first we have to ask. We have to say it's a
Okay, so
movie
it is
review.
a movie review, right?
It is a review. I mean, aren't these all movies in a way?
It's a porn review.
It actually is a movie review.
Oh, what movie?
It
Shang-Chi?
was.
Is it Shang-Chi? Is it Deadpool?
Okay.
Why would somebody say that?
Apparently, if you go watch movies in certain places, I think it's called I forget what it's called.
Oh, you talking about 40X?
Yeah,
40X. Damn, why didn't I think of that?
So
that's so obvious.
If it's a water scene, it kind of I don't know how it works.
They spray water at you.
Yeah, so if there's a water scene, it sprays water at you, and this was also from Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Right, from the flood scene.
Yes.
Damn.
What happened? My shit cut out.
So
that was a tricky one. That was a tricky one.
Yeah, Reese, you got.
It was a movie.
Hold up. What movie though? What movie?
Magic Mike. No.
Reese.
That was just a random movie I just came up with.
Is what?
What is it?
No. It was Wakanda Forever.
Really?
It was a 40X review of somebody who wanted to go see it at 40X. So when the flood scene happened, they got splashed with water.
Misleading.
So
This
got me very wet. It was
a trick question, Reese. He got us. Yeah.
Yes. Bro, I literally went through these. I had this done for a little time. After I pitched it, I immediately went to go look for some shit. And yeah, so there's that. Each week will be a different game, different variant of this game. So yeah, that was off the rails because that definitely wasn't what we were talking about, but it happened.
That was very much off the rails.
It was very much off the rails.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But so to get back on the rails, has there ever been a movie adaptation of a book?
Once you ask those type of questions, there's no going back on the rails.
Well, let me just ask you this: has there ever been a book adaptation to a movie that you've liked besides Harry Potter? Obviously, that doesn't count.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Don't count because that's everybody's answer. And yes, the Harry Potter movies are great, but they're still not as good as the books. But anyway.
Yeah. I mean, well, in the books you go in more detail, I guess.
No, and not only that, but the books are just different. Like, for instance, how old were Harry and Harry Potter's parents when they died?
They were in their 30s? Late 30s?
They were 21. Yeah. In the actual story.
In the movie?
No, in the movie they were in their 40. They were middle age. In the actual story, Harry's parents are 21 when they die.
Oh.
They're like
the boy who came to live.
There are details like that throughout the story that have been changed for the movie. But anyway, the books are better. But I don't know if there's ever been a book adaptation of a movie or a movie adaptation of a book that I've ever really liked if I read the book.
I had to read this book in I had to be 8th grade, and it's The Color Purple. The movie is just as good as the book.
See, that's what I'm saying. I never read the book.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it's hard for me. But if I read the book and then watched the movie, usually the movie's not as good.
Mm-hmm.
The Color Purple might be an exception because I never read the book, so I got to take your word for it. But
and also, it literally went to the awards and took all of them. They literally went that fucking award and the fuck up.
The movie's amazing. The movie's amazing. Mm-hmm. I love The Color Purple, but I never read the book.
The Color Purple, and The Help.
Never read The Help.
I never read it, but I watched the movie, and I know that it was based off a book, and normally the book is normally better in those instances. So I'm guessing that The Help was also a great book.
There was actually a movie that I liked when I was a kid. I loved this movie because I love dragons and I love fantasy movies and swords and sorcery, like The Hobbit and all that kind of stuff. There was a movie that when I was a kid, I fucking loved this movie, and it's called Aragon.
I think
I tell you,
is that the one that was the magic dragon? And
yeah, he finds a dragon.
Shit
he finds a dragon egg in the forest
warehouse. Oh
no. Aragon is it's a old school fantasy. There's elves and dragons and dwarves. It's like a Tolkien type of story.
See, because there was it was one movie, and I don't know why I'm blanking on it, but it was a dragon, and he was trying to hide it, and it was very weird. It was like real life, but it was an older movie, so you see how shitty the graphics were.
No, Aragon's not that old. The movie isn't that old. The books came out in like the early 2000s. The movie came out probably not too long after the books did. But when I was a kid, like, I loved this fucking movie. When I read the books, I went back to watch the movie. I was like, yo, this is the shittiest movie that they could have possibly made based on these books. Like, first of all, they made it very, like, kiddie. But the books are violent as fuck. Like, reading the books as an adult, I was like, yo, this is graphic as fuck. Like, Aragon's cousin, who doesn't have a dragon, he's just like a regular dude. Like, eventually this war breaks out, and he's like, I gotta protect myself and protect my friends and my family. Aragon's uncle dies, his cousin's dad, and he runs off, like, to escape the war with his girlfriend, but he just can't get away from it. So he's just like, fuck it, I'ma just start fighting. He starts his whole militia with, like, other, like, people from their town, because he's a farmer. He goes and gets, like, the blacksmith and, like, the butcher, and they all basically form, like, this little army. And this motherfucker just goes around killing people with, like, a hammer, like not a Thor hammer, like a household hammer. And he starts being, like, known as, like, the hammer warrior or whatever. And he's just, like, knocking motherfuckers' heads off. And it's, like, so quick it turns, because once Aragon, like, the whole thing is, like, there's this king who's evil, and he was a dragon rider.
So wait, hold on.
Used to be a whole bunch of them.
Was he just, like, hitting them in the head, or was he using, like,
yeah, he was just literally bashing them with a hammer.
Do you know how hard you have to, like, literally, like,
exactly.
People don't understand. People underestimate how strong a fucking skull is.
Bro,
do you know how hard you have to hit somebody to fucking get that shit through their heart?
Or
through somebody's skull?
How many times?
This is coming from somebody who's been hit with a fucking brick. Okay.
Yes.
Do you know how hard? And I was just bleeding. How hard you have to hit somebody with a fucking hammer? I had a concussion, Sean.
He's hitting people. And the whole thing is, like, he's farm strong. Like, he's been lifting hay bales and, like, swinging axes his whole fucking life. So he's a strong dude. But he just wasn't a fighter. But the minute, like, his girlfriend was in danger, this motherfucker picked up a hammer and just went off. Like, hit people in the head, but hit them multiple times. Like, like, you're right. You gotta hit somebody hard as fuck to kill him with a regular hammer. Or you could just hit him 10 times in the same spot. It's like, that's what he's doing.
That's still crazy. Like,
yeah, and it's like
somebody in the same spot. It's crazy.
Bro, like, he becomes a whole different person. Like,
yeah.
And there's a lot of people that happens to. So, like, it's crazy. And then on top of that, it's cool because there's, like, black people, like, in the story, in the books. And they had Jaimin Hansu, if that's how you pronounce his name, the Jaimin Hansu or whatever, like, in the movie, but it's just him. Like, he's the only black guy in the whole movie, whereas actually, like, a whole bunch of, like, they had their whole kingdom, and they were the good guys. Like, they actually ended up winning. But, like, in the books, bro, it's so fucking violent. Like,
Reese just pops up out of fucking nowhere.
In the movie, they hardly had any violence at all. There was hardly any blood.
That's what I do.
Like, the whole thing is, like, the king, his name is Galbatorix, and he's, like, evil. There was this whole order of, like, dragon riders, and they were, like, the peacemakers. And the king was like, nah, fuck that. I want to be the only dragon rider. So he killed off, like, he like, him and some of his friends killed off the rest of them and took all the dragon eggs. So somebody, like, steals a dragon egg, but the king's men goes after him. So because they can't, like, get away, they just take the dragon egg and, like, teleport it to a random location, and Aragon finds it, and he hatches the dragon, and he becomes the next dragon rider. But after that, all fucking hell breaks loose, bro. Like, as people because now they looking for the egg, and the king is going crazy because he knows there's another dragon rider out there, and he doesn't want anybody strong enough to face him. So they just killing motherfuckers left and right. It's like the dwarves come and they got, like, it's like Lord of the Rings, like that level violent. But they made the movie like a Disney movie.
You had me once you said this guy's walking around doing being fucking Thor without the power.
Right. No, like, and with a regular hammer. Like,
that is fucking
like,
insane.
Like, not Mjolnir. It's not like a hammer that's the size of my head. Like, it's a regular hammer. And he just holds on to it. Like, it becomes his thing. He never says, like, you know what? If I know I'm going into battle, let me go grab a sword. He's just like, I've never killed a man with a sword, but I've killed some motherfuckers with this hammer. So I'm rocking out with this hammer. Like, it becomes his thing. And he's just like badass. And he starts off as just like a regular dude. And the crazy thing is, he just wants to be a regular dude. It's like Sam from Lord of the Rings. Like, Sam didn't want shit. It's just his best friend got roped into this thing, so he's like, fuck it, you're going, I'm going. Like, that's how his cousin is in Aragon.
I didn't choose thug life. Thug life
me.
chose
Yeah,
me.
I didn't choose the thug life. Thug life chose me. That's exactly how it is, bro. He's just like, I just want to farm, marry my girl, have some kids, and just live a good life. War breaks out, and he's just like, I guess I'm a motherfucking badass now. Like, I guess I just gotta be. Becomes a whole, like, general. But then what is also crazy is, like, the people he's leading are also regular people. They're just people from the town who just, like, band together and was just like, fuck it, we're gonna go fight some motherfuckers. Like,
All right.
it's so crazy how quick the story turns. But you have anybody who's never read Aragon, you have to read it. It's 4 books. They are all very, very good books. They actually continuously get better, which is very rare in book series. But if you haven't read the Aragon series, or they call it the Inheritance Cycle, that's the name of the total series, all 4 books together. If you haven't read them, they're very, very good. Not quite for kids. They tried to make it into a kids movie. Not sure if you want to read your kids a story about motherfuckers bashing people over the head with hammers multiple times until they bleed out and die. But
I would.
if your kids are into that, then hey, give it a shot. My mom read me Harry Potter, and those books are not what the movie made them out to be either. Those books are actually pretty violent as well. So, hey,
Avada-Kedavra.
Yeah,
Yo,
like give it a shot.
In the new after this, I have to go. But in the new Harry Potter movie, you can kill and torture people.
You mean game?
You
That is
mean
fucking
Hogwarts
amazing.
Legacy?
Game.
I heard about that.
You can kill and torture people.
Yeah.
That's why I'm planning on being a dark.
Because think about it.
All I
How
can
would you
say is-
introduce the Cruciatus Curse if you were never going to have anybody get tortured?
I plan on being a dark wizard if that's possible in the Hogwarts game.
Yo, that is
Like,
an
who wants to
option.
be a regular wizard?
There's an option to be a
It's
dark
magic.
wizard.
Explore every part of that shit.
You know what's crazy? I think if any of this shit was real, I would definitely be a villain, but I wouldn't be like a super villain. Like if I was a villain with superpowers, I don't even know if I'd be an anti-hero. I would just literally just use my powers for my own selfish benefit, and then just go back to living like a regular life. Like I wouldn't do anything
I'd be the
crazy.
type of villain that
I
kill
would
other
maybe
villains.
just try to find a way to make myself. I would just make myself like rich. Try to find a way to make myself rich, and then after that, I would just use my powers to show off.
I'd be the
parties.
villain that kills other villains.
I would
could be
be-
the one true super villain, and just live a normal life. Just have a retirement.
That's
plan.
called a hero. I'd be the villain that kills other villains. It's like, and everybody's like,
Because
"Thank you."
literally, like, bro, when Superman puts a fucking villain through 3 fucking buildings, you think nobody dies in that? You think he just misses all the rooms with people?
Because they're always
in it?
like, oh, they're fighting, evacuate the city. Like, bro, isn't this supposed to be like New York? Like, Metropolis is like millions of people. You're not you can't even evacuate this building in time. There's no way you're
Right.
evacuating the entire city. That's why fucking Invincible was so great.
It's like you
they're showing they're showing the
It's like
actual
you-
people dying in the background.
Mm-hmm.
It's like evacuate the building. Also, the building is already gone.
Yeah, pretty
like,
much.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Evacuate the.
It's like, dude.
Hold on. I'll get back to you on that. Wait a minute. All right, the building on 15th. Oh shit. All right.
It's gone.
Evacuate.
That was my car.
Evacuate everybody on the highway. Also, all the cars on the highway. I just dropped into the ocean. By the way.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, that's why Invincible
Can you
was so
imagine?
good. Because it's like we got these 2 superhero people fighting, and it's like they just show the people dying in the background. Like somebody throws a car, and you actually see it land on this innocent individual
Bro.
walking across the street.
Living in Gotham has to be the cheapest place to fucking live.
It's a lot.
But their
Bro.
car insurance has to be the craziest fucking car insurance ever. Because, bro, literally at any moment, your car can literally explode or be used as a weapon. And that is the craziest part of
this
this
drive
shit.
to work and
Somebody said the Kensington section of Philadelphia is the closest thing you can get to living in Gotham City.
You said what?
Somebody said the Kensington section of Philadelphia is the closest thing you can get to living in Gotham City.
You can literally drive to work and then all of a sudden Bane shows up, picks up your car and throws it at fucking Batman.
Yeah.
With you in it.
Remember somebody said which would be worse, living in Gotham City in the DC universe or in New York in the Marvel universe?
But both have a shit ton of villains.
In the Marvel universe, they actually showed them saving people. You know what I mean? Like a car would get thrown and they'll catch it.
Yeah, but at any moment, anything could happen, though. Like, you think about how many heroes are based in New York in the Marvel universe. Like, even Spider-Man alone, the amount of disasters that Spider-Man has to deal with.
Bro, there's a whole bridge that is gone.
Right.
Like, there were people on the bridge. What about the cars that fell off before he got there? Like, what about those people?
I feel so bad for
Just not going to talk about it?
Like, a train could go off the rail and he has to stop the fucking train with just him and his fucking webs.
Meanwhile, in Gotham, you pretty much just got Batman and millions of villains.
Just a Bat family, just those.
Like, Gotham has supervillains and, like, a shit ton of just petty criminals. Like, I can get frozen in place by Mr. Freeze or just get carjacked. Like, either way. I'm fucked
hey,
today.
Penguin.
Yeah.
Oh, nice umbrella you have. Wait, is that a bullet?
Yeah. Like, it could be literally anything. I can get hit with a Joker bomb, or I can just get robbed in the alleyway. Like, that's, and it's to the point where if you're in Gotham and you just get robbed, you had a good day.
Getting robbed.
I feel like I would rather be in Marvel just because of that fucking Heath Ledger scene. That fucking scene.
Yes.
Alone. Probably one of the most iconic scenes in fucking superhero movie history. When he's walking out the fucking hospital, bro.
Yeah.
And that shit just boom. What the fuck, bro?
Or even in the new Batman, where like the fucking Riddler is just like playing with the entire city.
Yep.
Nobody can do anything, all the way up until the point that you just have everybody gather in one place just to shoot them all. Like, bro, what the fuck? My house flooded. Now I have a bullet in my arm. Like, what is happening?
This is one of Crazy Tuesday.
Yeah, I'd be happy about
Exactly.
robbed.
That's the thing. You gotta think, like, motherfuckers are just coming home from work. There's people that have no idea what the fuck is going on. They literally just walking home from work and saw a fucking tsunami coming down the street. Now they gotta go to the fucking Barclays Center and get shot.
That is terrible.
Yeah, like I don't know which one I would pick.
Marvel.
But first of all, it seems like it's always nighttime in Gotham.
Marvel.
I don't like that.
Shines in Gotham.
I think I'd have to go with Marvel.
Because God does not exist there.
No, he doesn't.
God does not exist in fucking...
But what's funny is that in the DC universe, like in the actual comic book universe, Metropolis, which is where Superman is, that's supposed to be like across the river. How the fuck is it always so sunny over there?
Yeah. If you ever play DC Universe, the actual game, literally, is Gotham, you run to Metropolis, like literally, if you have like the speed power, you could literally just run on water. And it takes you
to
like
Metropolis.
Like in game time, it takes you like in game time it takes you like 30 minutes to get there. And it's literally sun is shining.
Yep.
And then you look over from one of the tallest buildings in Metropolis, you can look over to fucking Gotham, and
Gotham.
it's fucking pitch dark.
Cloudy 24/7.
Pitch is fucking dark, bro.
Gotham and Metropolis are like the comic book versions of San Francisco and Oakland.
Yep.
Yeah.
On that note, we might. Oh, Tyrese is gonna leave. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk
I'm
out.
still here.
All right. Well, anyway.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you can leave anyway. Anyway, this was the first. No, I'm just kidding, Tyrese. Don't leave. This was the first episode of Mad Geekz. We hope you enjoyed it. Oh, next week, Serayi will probably
Hopefully
be here.
should
We'll
be
see.
here.
She's working like 15 million jobs right now. She's trying to buy a new hip.
Wait, really?
So we will see you. No.
Shut up, Tyrese.
At least that was just a guess.
Shut up.
I don't know. I'm sure she's trying to buy something. Who knows? Maybe another house. Did y'all know Serai owns a house?
Yeah.
Yes.
You didn't know that?
Within my first week of being at Target, she told me at least 1,100 times. So, yes.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she told me.
Didn't know that at all. She's a whole homeowner. She was talking to me the other day about 401ks. I was like, you are the oldest 21-year-old I have ever met.
Yeah, that's crazy. She
But
just
anyway,
turned 21
good
too.
for her. Yeah. But next week, Serai will be here, most likely, or she'll be at job number 16. Not sure yet. Most likely she'll be
next
here,
week
though.
I get to talk about my cartoons. Well, what I found in my cartoons.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
Because
I have
Marquise has to leave.
I have to go.
We can do it
next week.
I can find out more. I can
Next
find
week?
out more
Okay.
stuff.
Next week will be you and Serai, since this week was me and Marquise.
Yes, you guys stole the
Mostly
spotlight.
Marquise. All right.
No. Damn, you said mostly Marquise. Damn. Well, I have general topics, whereas though everybody can get in, which means the conversation expands. So
That's true. As you can see, this is still it's fluid. It's fluid. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
But we hope you enjoyed it. Join us next week. Once again, remember there is no more BrOtaku Alliance or Lowlights Podcast. However, you can look forward to this and some other content coming soon.
Hold up, give me 1 minute. Okay, go on, continue.
We're not going to give you. Bye, everybody. Goodbye.